toes here as I continue to learn my way around this. There we go. So I continue to learn my way about this YouTube world here. All right, so let's get some stuff straight here. Mm. Testing, testing. 17513. All right. Listening for my wife and everything. How y'all doing? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back. Philosophy Panther here. You can just call me P. You seen the title? If you haven't seen the title, it's story time. As I said, I was going to start just, throwing some lives up here before we start the podcast in a couple of weeks. I figure, hey, why not, right? Ow. Anyway, so okay, wait for a few people. Jesus Christ. Okay, Jesus. So we are going to discuss. Let's talk about. I guess the story title. Story time says. One time, a woman's lie almost ended me. So it's actually two times. I thought about it after I wrote it, and I'm like, ooh, damn, almost got twice. I can tell you one thing I know in life, specifically when it comes to lies, is when myself or another brother, a black man, or even another man can go that far, lies about something and gets caught, the punishment is severe. Even little boys, little toddlers that lie, get an extra little pap on the hand, just an extra little something, to let the young man know that mama's in control. Don't you ever do that again, or whatever the case is. Yeah, you have to excuse me, man. It's been one hell of a day, but I did promise that I'll try to get on here and give you another 20, 30 minutes every day until the podcast drops. So in that same vein, I can almost without fail, with about 95% certainty, can tell you that that women in general, not just black women, but women in general don't nearly get into much trouble as one should if they are caught in a lie, especially since lies that women tell can kill men, can kill their careers, can end their lives, and cause them to reboot themselves. It's a good word. Or failed to attempt to rebooting. I don't know. Can make them go see Guy Whitaker. That kind of thing is a thing. If you don't believe me and you've never seen men that's on child support just trying to see their kids, I've seen plenty of them just said, exit the matrix. I can't take this anymore. So here's the story all about how I'm just kidding. We'll start with a younger age, and then I'll start, and then I'll tell you the story about how I didn't learn my fucking lesson. All right, we're talking middle school. All right, so we're like 96, 97, 98, probably 98, right? I'm in 8th grade. It's a brand new building. The gifted program is in a new building. Um, Lots of change occurred. I'm in the gifted program Pegasus team. That means I don't get to see a lot of black people. It's not a lot of black people on that team. And I don't know why. They just felt like they didn't need to test these kids because there were plenty of black kids that could have been in the Pegasus team. I just happened to be one of those lucky few that was gifted ever since 2nd grade. And they say, hey, look at these ink blots. What do you see? Fucking ink blots. What are you talking about? No, I didn't say shit like that. Jackie would have tore my ass up. Scott would have beat my ass too. So basically, I'm pretty much getting the hang of being the top dog right now. Just a minute. Yes. What do you need, honey? What do you need? I'll be right back. Let's pause this. And we'll be right back. Give me a second here. Let's go figure out what it is that they need. Because I am still husband. I am a father here. Be right back. Let's go find out what the poo they need. Don't bully me. What happened?
It's the dog.
What's wrong with the dog?
Look at her paw.
What about it?
Look at it.
A bump on this one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the bump that I was telling you about earlier, and it's grown. It's got.
I should pop it.
You probably shouldn't, because we don't know what it is. This is the paw that she's always biting it too. Let me see. Yeah, it's this paw and then this back one. That's why this one's all brown and everything. But yeah, this is. I don't know what this is.
I told her who you on the phone with to interrupt your ass.
He's not on the phone. He's recording.
I was live. I still am. No, it's okay.
This dog is important.
Not more important than his live.
Yes.
Totally not. Totally not important.
Don't make me no fucking money.
Well, it can't if I just start. This dog never made me money. You make sure of that.
But this dog makes me happy.
That's great.
So that's what's important.
Guess.
You saw the paw, right?
Yeah.
Should just pop it. Didn't need to go.
No.
Yeah, why not? It's just a growth. It's probably just some blood in there. It ain't no disease. It ain't. And it don't feel like them shits that was under her stomach.
They don't.
They feel like she burnt her hand like a I don't know. It feels like one of those.
You still don't know what it is.
So what do you want me to do? So let me ask you a good question. What do you want me to do about it?
Take it to the doctor.
I ain't got no money. She don't have to wait on that. That whole foot finna fall off. I'm not before I go take her to the vet again.
I don't think you realize how much money you already spent on taking the dog to the doctor.
Yeah, getting all them titties removed.
What you need is that done.
Yeah, this one she can wait a little bit.
Yeah,
till the arm falls off.
But for right now,
yeah, or we can just pop it.
We don't know what it is to be popping it.
I have a general idea.
What if you pop it and whatever's inside of it is highly contagious and spreads all over her forearm, and she winds up with bumps galore.
I'm gonna go back. All right.
Go back.
You good? That's funny as heck. All right, breaking news. I will never break from this ever again like this. But apparently there was a doggy emergency. So if you don't know, my wife is she's not 100% disabled anymore, but more than 70% disabled. But that because of that stroke, I'm not saying the things that a child would find as an emergency or urgent is also urgent to her. So we had to take the dog to the vet and pay like $1,600 to get like all her titties removed. And that sucks because my plan was to have a bunch of little Morky puppies. And before her stroke, she made sure to keep me and any other dog away from Bubbles. That's the name of the dog. So she can't have babies. And then she has a stroke. Charity has a stroke. And then I forget to go get her, like, is it spayed or neutered? Spayed? I don't remember. Spayed, maybe. And her hormones cause her to have benign masses in her boob ducts around her nipples and stuff, her, ductables, so whatever you want to call them. And so every little thing that the dog does now is one of those, it's like an urgent end of the world situation. And I'm just like, you mean you stopped me for that? Really? Is this what we're doing? Is how we getting down? That's not too fair. So yeah, I still have to tend to her needs and wants in that manner. I hope it continues to get better because, her memory's gotten better. She remembers who I am now, but things that are just not as urgent. And she knows I'll come running no matter what. So it kind of, I'm screwed. Anyway, back to my story. So, all right, basically, I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to smell myself a little bit. I'm in band. I'm running to this one girl, Jocelyn Williams. She's so bad, and I was just like nervous as hell, scared to say something to her. But I'm just getting my bearings around. Little hair growing on the chin and other places. You know what I'm saying? So, I just realized I had my mic on this whole time, so y'all got to hear all. God help me. Oh, that's so funny. Anyway, so this girl, let's just call her Rachel. It's a good name. She is curious, very curious, and we're in the back of like social studies class. And she's a white girl, which red flag right off the bat, right? Should have been a red flag, and y'all know why once I tell you. So one day she was just curious, and we were just back ignoring the teacher. He's walking around talking about get her done and all this other stuff. And she's like, I want to see it. Mind you, again, I'm the only black man in class out of maybe 30 students. I want to see it. What you trying to see? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on here? What you trying to see? She goes, I want to see it. And she taps on my thigh, points under the table. And I'm like, oh, I knew what that means. You trying to see me. You trying to shit. I just had a growth spurt too. Shoot, I already show anybody that thing. Well, y'all know what happened this thing between 7th and 8th grade. You know what this thing did? Shit. It started shooting out white stuff. I can't wait to show somebody. And it grew. It got an extra an extendo clip on this bitch. So I'm like, I don't know. I kind of, so I succumbed. I kind of, poked the head out a little bit just so we in the back of class and I ain't want to get in trouble. And she was like, come on, you got to show me more. I said, I can't. I'm sorry. So I ignored her. The next day, right before lunch, mind you, I'm at 40-cent lunches, which means I get to watch all the other white girls with money go to the a la carte line, get the pizza, get fries, and eat one fry every 10 minutes, and then throw all that fucking food away. And I'm just like, I hate this fucking school. So right before lunch, she goes, I'll give you, wait, what'd she say? I'll give you $20 if you show me your meat. I said, nah, stop. There ain't no way. I'm sitting there, I'm hungry in the morning. I'm like, ooh, it's gonna be pizza today. Then I snatched them $20 and whipped that thing off to the right on my leg, plop. And she just stared. I mean, it was the most awkward 11 minutes because she just stared and I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, I think that's about $20 worth. And I put that thing back in my pocket, back in my pants. Man, it was the best day of my life. Boy, I had money to spend. I'm spending all my boy. Hey, man, hey, you want some fries, dog? I got extra. Come on, it's $3.50. You want some fries, dog? I got you. Come on. I ain't like I ain't never had money before because I didn't, because that $20 was gone that day. Stopped by the store and got some candy and everything. I'm thinking nothing, no big deal. She comes in the next day. Next day, she's like, I gave you all my money for lunch. I got to keep $5 because I need to eat. But I'll give you $15 if you let me touch it. So when's the win? Shit, let me get them $15. Man, zoop, pull that thing back out, put it on the side of my leg, on my thigh. And she acted like it was the scariest thing she'd ever. Oh my God, it's so black. And I'm like, I'm black. Like, what's again? I'm in the class with nothing but white kids. This is supposed to be the gifted, the elite, elite students. My class was just full of people, crooks, parents that thought their kids were a little bit higher than they really were. Some who knew how to cheat the system really well. So it wasn't like elites. We're just a bunch of misfits who didn't fit in with everybody else, but knew how to get the best grade in the best way. So, man, another day in a row. This time I kept some. I'm like, hell no, I ain't sharing with nobody else. I want me some cheese fries and pizza. Put the rest on my books. Right? So I got my lunch. It ain't, lunch used to be $20 for the month. Oh yeah. I went and spent $5 on lunch, and I got $30 in there. That means I can eat a regular lunch and then turn around and get a la carte every so often, maybe once a week, and I'll be good. So I'm sitting, I'm chilling. Now, this happened maybe 4 days in a row. On the third day, she came and gave me $38.25. It was a very oddly specific number. I don't know why it had to be that number specifically, but she just put it on the table. She didn't even say nothing. Now, mind you, the people we had dual tables. So there was another table, a long table in front of us, and they turned around because they heard the money drop on the table. I was like, my bad, I'm sorry, I'm counting money. Just so they wouldn't think nothing of it. Shove that thing in my pocket. She goes, I want to pull it out this time. Hey, boy, she just keep getting a little bit, too comfortable with this shit. Boy, she reached in and held that thing for dear life. And I see what she's trying to do. She's trying to get it to grow. Apparently, she's been on some sites at the time, some corn sites that, this now, mind you, keep in mind, I say 90, 98. This is the beginning of the internet. This is Netscape Navigator. This is Lycos. This is citymail.com. We had our first email. Mine was like Scott Lewis at citymail.com. I don't even know if that even exists anymore, but keep in mind, this is that time frame. So there really weren't that many like websites to go to look at corn. Yeah, the only way you can see corn is if you went to Idaho or Dakota, Nebraska. Anyway, so I'm like, but I know she must have seen something taboo. Had to, because she's like, how do you make it grow? Now, mind you, I just had that experience this past summer. So you think I still know how to make it? I'm just learning myself. I saw Real True Hollywood. I think it was an E True Hollywood story about Anna Nicole Smith. And boing, something happened. I ran in and go tell my dad, Mama, I can't talk to you in front of Dad. Dad can't. Mama, you either leave the room or Dad, can you leave with me? I got to tell you something. I popped my first one. And it just shot everywhere. I didn't know what I was doing. I ain't touch it. So that experience was scary as shit, right? Now this girl want me to be a whole pro for her and explain how to make it. I'm like, I don't know, man. You just gotta move it a little bit or something. You know what I'm saying? If I knew then what I know now, there would have been some disgusting things. I definitely got kicked out of school. So the last day, she comes, she says, I got here's $20. I want to keep touching it until it do what it started doing yesterday. It looked like it was like my hand wouldn't, whatever. I'm not gonna brag about that. She just was excited. I mean, come on, I'm in 8th grade. How old am I at the time? Fuck, 13 years old. Yeah, I'm 13. I got this weird at the time. I don't know what she looks like now, but she was okay. She was like probably a 7, 6, 7 at the time. But some random girl wants to touch my genitalia in the back of class and we ain't been caught yet. Turns out she was emailing, and mind you, email was so exciting at this time. So she emailed me first. She goes, I can't stop thinking about it. I can't wait to do it again, this, that, and the third. And I wrote something back, but I emailed it because I didn't have a computer at my house at the time. We were still trying. We poor. I was the poorest kid in that class. So I had to go to the library and I emailed her back. And I told her, hey, look, hey, I'm down for whatever. You've been paying, so that's kind of cool. You've been making lunch amazing. And she was just, I don't know if I'm going to have enough money to do it again. I said, I don't know if I can do it again. I just realized that I've been doing a transactional thing since 8th grade. That make me a hoe? Does that make me a hoe? I'm a hoe. No, I didn't do sex. That's prostitution. I'm a prostitute. But see, I didn't know it. That's different. I didn't know it. I was just worried about lunch. Anyway, so a friend of ours, this one girl, the confused girl in class who didn't know she was black, white, Hispanic. She didn't know what she was. She was whatever she was for the day, right? Saw the email and told the teacher and then told everybody. Next thing you know, I am sitting in handcuffs. I'm in handcuffs. For the first time in my life, I'm sitting in school in handcuffs outside of the principal's office. And at the time, I forgot, I think the principal was Miss Madison or some really big lady. I can't think of her name. It's a big old black lady. And my mama was there so fast. And I was so embarrassed. And I lied my ass off. I was like, I didn't email her that. Y'all can check whatever. At the time, they're like, all we have to do is check IP addresses and blah, 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 blah. Which at the time, they didn't even the experts weren't sure about IP addresses and how to track them. Of course, we know that now. But at the time, they thought, hey, I did it in school or I did it from my house. I said, nah, I didn't even do it. Matter of fact, a friend of mine, I told him, I was showing him, he didn't have an email address, so he was reading me emails and was new to us. So how do you let him read? Easy. I just did. I logged in and he just read them. He responded. I didn't respond. I didn't know anything about this. That girl lied up and down and said she never wrote anything provocative. She learned how to delete all her messages. And that I'm the one that sent her that first initial email about touching my Johnson, and she got to pay me for it. So if you look from her side, it looks like I'm the first one starting an email. And the third girl, the third party, the other girl knew all about it and still let me catch hell for it. Black men have never been protected. If I sit and think about this now, when it came to getting in a lot of trouble, I try to dodge it like the plague. But I've been set up, I always had to argue my way out of something, which was very, very difficult at the time. So I'm sitting there, my mom is going, slap the fuck off. That's when I knew I had to get a wife. I know now, I knew then that I would get somebody that's kind of like my mom. Because I'm too cool. Like, I'm not fussy. I'm not fussy at all. Very much like my dad. You know, you get on my nerves, you get under my skin, I'm gonna look at you funny, and I'm gonna say something, and then I'll take it to that level with you. And that's how my dad was. My mom was fiery, passionate, all the time. So she in there cutting up a fool. She about to go to jail. Everything. And I'm like, y'all got to get me out of these handcuffs. I didn't do anything. I get back to school on Monday. They act like nothing fucking happened. I'm sitting in back in my seat. She's sitting right next to me. She didn't say a word to me the whole fucking time. And then the next day, she asked to be moved to another part of the classroom. And now the whole class is looking at me like I'm some weirdo pervert. And so that was the very first time that I had a white girl or a girl and they relied on me, got away with what she did, put it all on me. And this is one of those reasons I tell the young black men, yo, watch out for these white girls. I say this not to be evil, but I've gotten caught more hell dealing with white girls than I have with black women. Oh, don't get me wrong. The hell I catch with black women is just interpersonal. Just like, hey, you ugly. Oh, well, whatever. I ain't for everybody type shit. You feel me? But I ain't never had no sister go up and just be like, oh, that nigga did this. He need to go to jail and set me up. And so I didn't really learn my lesson. I still was like, because black women at the time, with the exception of Jocelyn Williams, shout out, baby girl, I know you're out there, they were all just really mean to me. Every single one of them. Right. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, you should grow up from that. That was back in middle school. Yeah. But you didn't grow up from not having a father in your family, in your household. You turned out the way you turned out. Right. That's because, trauma never was repaired. So I ain't learned my lesson. Now I'm the man in school. I'm in high school now. I am the man. You feel me? I am the man. I'm still fucking with white girl because it's not like, oh, every white girl I ran into was just horrible. It was just, they were just sweeter to me than black women were at the time. Black girls were at the time. I wasn't that thug. But I wasn't running around with my arms behind my back like fucking Naruto. I wasn't weird like that. I watched Dragon Ball Z like any normal nerd geek did. But just the sisters just weren't feeling me like that. Right? Fair enough. I'm going to go where I want it. And that's when I had another reality check. This one was more serious. Let me tell you how this happened. So, see how I want to tell the story. This all happened in a short time frame. Okay? And I didn't know all of this was connected. But I did get in trouble twice within 12 months. And I say twice. When I say trouble, I mean like, you finna get kicked out of school. Even though I'm bright as fuck, I'm one of the smartest people in the school. I play football, I wrestle, I do everything. And I'm about to get busted and kicked out of school because of something that just I shouldn't have been treated that way. So, all right. Now, Trick Daddy just got through talking about polo jeans and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, damn, mama, begging my mom, can I get some polo? I just need one set. Because I had like generic clothes. I ain't really had no designer, nothing. To this day, I still don't have a pair of Jordans, which now that Saya somewhere in America is a black owned shoe company. I'm never buying Jordans. I'm never buying a pair of Nikes ever again in my life. Not when these shoes are out. That was free press, by the way. Y'all can go check them out. Saya.com, SIA. Somewhere in America. Just Google it. Great shoes. He runs out every fucking day. When I say run out, I mean he sells out. Probably 1 million pairs and then boom, gone. Anyway, with that being said, I didn't have expensive clothes. My mom decided this year she was going to give me a polo fit. I had the little horse, and the horse wasn't even small. The horse was big. Like, this was big to you in middle school. The horse was there. I'm like, damn, I got this fresh white and blue polo shirt. I got these polo jeans. I got some some pumps, right? They weren't Jordans, but they were some pumps, right? I had something dope. And I had a new watch. My mom put me up for that one, but I couldn't, man, look, let me tell you something so excited about that outfit. I went to bed and put that outfit right there on the bed next to me and fell asleep. I was so tight. I was so happy about that. So I go to school and I have PE. All right. And PE, you got lockers, right? Bet. So I didn't have a lock on mine. But I ain't know nobody to steal from me. I'm me, bitch, I'm me. Who's still? I ain't got no haters. I ain't starting no shit. I ain't got no problems. Nobody hated me that I knew of. I didn't do nothing to nobody. I just made everybody laugh, and I did every fucking thing, and I went to school, and that's how I was. So I was like, man, this thing can survive for like 35 minutes. No problem. I put all my clothes in there, and I put my watch on top of the bleachers that were folded back, and I go and play basketball for PE. Boom, boom, boom. I go back to the bleachers. I'm looking for my watch. Can't find it, motherfucker. Where my watch at? Damn, my mama gonna beat my ass. Damn, she gonna beat my ass. I'm scared. Now I'm mad because if dad find out too and she rope him into it, it's a tag team. They're gonna treat me like a double dutch. One gonna hold my arms, the other gonna hold my legs. I'm gonna get my ass toe off. I'm scared. I'm petrified. So I go back. I'm like, damn, I go back to my locker. All my clothes are gone. Bruh, do you know how it feels to have to walk around class, walk around school for the rest of the day and your PE shorts, some shit shorter than your knees? Bruh, and you smell like Jim all fucking day. Bruh, I lost a motherfucker. Couldn't find him. So this is back in September, right? October-ish. We start the next semester, and here come, January come around. I see this one white boy with the same exact fit I had on, just the exact thing from top to bottom. Even the fucking watch. Even the watch. Bro. Don't you know I got my ass whooped for that? I got a whooping for that. For not knowing how to manage my stuff and keep stuff. I could have put that shit in my book bag and put it in the gym, and I could have watched my bag the whole time. I didn't think of any of that shit. So I got my ass whooped. Don't you know I took out the fury of Hades on this motherfucker? I saw him. I didn't even let him think twice, look at me twice. Because if he would have had enough sense to know who I was, he would have ran, and I ain't chasing nobody. Boy, I came out of nowhere and just, it was just all the fury and remembering of how bad that ass whooping was. I let out on his ass. I told him I let out on his ass. I'm finna get suspended. Mr. Richardson, shout out to Mr. Richardson. I hope he's still alive. Probably one of the coolest black deans I've ever met in my life. Comes up and he goes, go, run. Come see me after school. You got candy to sell. Now, you got candy to sell means you've been in trouble. Usually he saves that for the AAU, pledge into the AAU and you have to sell your box of candy. Or if you got in trouble and to avoid of going to ISS or OSS, or detention, you could opt out to sell that box of candy. Now, what do most kids do? Just turn around, eat the candy, and give them $20. I'm poor, so I had to sell that candy. I knew that would, but he knew the whole ordeal. He knew when I went and told him 4 or 5 months ago about my clothes, and he happened to have seen that too. And I broke off on him, but he said, go, and I took off. Y'all can't do nothing to him now. But yeah, that was me. I beat your son ass. I beat his ass. Took off. I took his watch and I took all his clothes off. He was laying on the floor butt naked. Took all his shit. Took my clothes back. I got to wear that shit one time. And I was still happy that I showed my parents, hey, look what I got. Look what I found. Where y'all found it at? On this white boy ass. I beat his behind. And my mama slapped me because you can't cuss in the house. Boy, hey, watch your mouth. Boy, you don't know what kind of fury that gives you. I just retrieved what I lost. I'm thinking I'm finna get a hero's welcome, but I get slapped because I said ass, and it's by my mama, and you get slapped. Any man who's boy that's growing up to become a man, they understand how that feels to get slapped by your mama. Like, I want to beat your face in, but I had a daddy, and daddy don't play, so yeah. I'm not finna, so I went to go tell my daddy. I said, mama just slapped me. So what you slapped me? Because I said ass on accident. Okay, give me the context. That's why a black man is necessary in the household. That's why. I told him I beat this dude ass, the dude who stole my clothes. Remember? I told y'all about this a couple months ago. Here go the whole outfit. What, you took it off him? I sure did. I remembered y'all beat the heck out of me, so I put that same whooping on him, and I ripped off his clothes, and he didn't get in trouble. No, Rich Head told me to go. Run. I went to class, ain't shit happened to me. That's January. Here go the end of the year, almost March, April. But it's the end of the year. I get called to the office. Now, mind you, I met a group of individuals everywhere. I was just at the lunch. So they had 3 lunches. They had, lunch 1, 2, and 3, and they had senior park. It was just for seniors. And I made sure that year, every time I saw somebody that wasn't a fucking senior, I called their fuck ass out. Some girl named Liz something. Whatever fucking name is. She used to hate me all the time. I'd be like, get out. You're not a senior. Get the fuck out. Go play with your class. Goodbye. Right? So fucking funny. And I walked by this one weird girl. She was kind of cool. She was part of the chorus and, whatever. But she would always sit in the walkway, right smack dab in the middle of the walkway with a guitar and play music. And I'm like, yo, you're kind of weird. Why are you always in the way? Why don't you sit on the side? I ain't got nothing against you. I just think, people, you asking for people to kick you and shit and do stupid shit to you. She was like, whatever, bro. Man, I get ready to go to class. I get called to the office. I come to the office. The police are right there. I'm like, oh, what could I have done? What did I do? Thinking, looking around. Man, I had no phone on me right then. I left my phone wherever the fuck I leave it. At the time, I had that old brick phone. What the fuck? Man, I was in handcuffs before I sat down, and they made sure that I did not sit with Mr. Richardson, because I think everybody knew. Somebody knew by then, and somebody told that he let me go or something, because I was with one of the toughest deans you ever come across, and that was Mr. Wynn. Coach Wynn, old coach. Coach Wynn, very when it came to me, because my nickname was what did they used to call me? Con man. I could talk my way out of anything. Being rude to the teacher because she can't do math and shit. Oh man, my lights went out. She being rude and shit. I'm being rude because the teacher can't add math and shit, and I'm just correcting her. Go to the office. Come man, what you doing here? I told the teacher this, that, and the third. I thought she saw me raise my hand because she said yeah, and I said this and that. She got embarrassed. Go back to class. You got to sell a box of candy. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? So this case, I'm with this other dean, and he and I ain't friendly. I don't know what he had against me, but he always acted nasty to me. Just tall and just had the weirdest mustache. How does mustache look? Anyway, so I'm sitting in there and I see the girl who's playing the guitar in the middle of the fucking walkway, and she's just sitting there. And she has her parents there. So it's her mom, her, and her dad. I'm sitting off to the side with my hands behind my back. The officer's outside of the room, and the dean's sitting at his table. He asked me one time in front of everybody, hey, did you put your Johnson on this girl here? What? Wait, what? Wait, where? Wait a minute. I did what? Oh my God, did I put my Johnson on her head? Call Jackie now. Call Jackie. No, don't call Jackie. Call Scott. If Scott come up here, everybody finna die. Everybody gotta go. Because my dad was not, you don't bring my dad up to the school. You bring my mom up there and you deal with that angry black woman, but you don't bring my dad up there. I'm collateral damage half the time with dad. It ain't no joke. You just cool. He too cool. And so whatever, I'm assuming my dad was one of those people that if you pissed him off, he put it all in this little place in his heart. And he's just cool all the time. But when it's time to let go and defend his wife, defend his kid, he opens up that little space and hell comes out. That's what was going to happen. He was like, nah, I ain't going to call. No, I'm not calling neither one of them. I said, you better call somebody because I'm not answering nothing else. I told you I didn't do it. I don't even know this girl like that. That girl looked at, she says, did he goes, he asked her, well, did he do it? Like, you said that he did. Well, I was told, you were told. Well, I felt something on my head, and I was told that he was doing something behind my head, and he put his thing on my head. But you weren't sure what it was. You just took somebody else's word for it. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. I thought it was goner because it's it's been believe all women since I was a kid. And don't let it be a white woman and a black man situation. Here I go again with another white woman. You think I learned my lesson the first time? Because I do remember just being really friendly with her in general. Yeah, that ain't the case here. Like, I swear to God, I would never speak to her ever again. And I hoped all kinds of hell happened to her because now I'm in handcuffs again, and everybody saw it. Everybody that came in, he left his window open too. So people walking by his window outside, and they like, oh, that's Scott. Then they got handcuffs on. So he came up with a pretty clever idea. This is why I respect Coach Wynn to this day. Because instead of just being partial, because, you know, if he sides with me, it's going to look like he's siding with a black boy because he's black. And I know most people at that time was afraid to do that because that's career killing. But he wasn't going to just, you know, let me succumb to this white girl who it didn't even seem like her story straight. So what he did is he got a lot of Post-it notes, and he put a Post-it note on the man, on her father's head, who was bald, put it on her mama's head, put it on her head, put it on my head, put it on his head. He said, Scott, do you feel that? I said, yeah, barely, but I feel it. He goes, I feel it. It's very lightweight. I feel it. Sir, do you feel that on your head? He goes, yeah, I feel it. It's you can tell it's very light. And the mom was like, yeah, it's very, very light. Now, this is where he didn't have to ask the mom this. He is clever and he's an asshole. Now, missus, you see this young man, nice, strapping, big young man, football, wrestler, dancer, band, chorus. He does everything. You see him, how big he is, how he's pretty muscular. He's a pretty big guy. Now, could you imagine? You would know if that man put his junk on your head, wouldn't you? Why didn't he ask the girl or the father? To this day, I still don't know. But he asked the mom, and she looked at me like in her head, she was comparing me to her husband. And I knew right then at some point that there was some mastery in the world about black men and white men. And I expounded on that for years later. But man, that look she gave me made him look mad, made the husband look, he was pissed. And he goes, I'd have to agree. If he looks pretty strapping, if he were to put something like that, I would instantly feel it. I would know for sure that was it. What do you think, sir? You wouldn't know if somebody put something on their head that's heavier than a piece of paper, right? He goes, yes. What about you? And he asked everybody in the room, and he goes, okay. Taps the window, tells the officer, come out, take the handcuffs off this man. This man ain't put nothing on your head. So what really happened? And she finally breaks down and starts crying that some white girl told her that she saw me as I was walking by during lunchtime while she's in the middle of this whole walkway, and that I had enough time to unzip my pants, drop my junk on her fucking head, and walk off and zip up. And then the interaction that me and that girl had was less than 3 seconds. So she faked being hurt, offended, or whatever the case was. And then believe all women told her, and mom and dad showed up. All of this came down to me almost going to jail, all behind a lie. And I asked him, I said, what's going to happen to her? He goes, we'll handle that. Don't worry about that. I said, if you don't do anything, Jackie and Scott will be out here and we will find every black lawyer we can find. Something better happen to her because I was about to go to jail. The way that man put them handcuffs on me, he already just assumed I was a fucking criminal. And I got in trouble for cussing because, you know, they knew my mom and dad. So that was a big deal back then. I go back and I find out who the girl was. The girl is the girlfriend of the guys whose ass I whooped earlier that year, right after Christmas break. So apparently she saw from afar or heard that this black guy, Scott, beat the stew out of her boyfriend, and she took 3 to 4 months to come up with an elaborate plan so I can go get arrested. I told Mr. Richardson about it, And I told some other girls that were cool. I told a few black girls that were cool with me at the time. And I mean, I ain't never seen her again after that. But I heard stories about her eye hanging out of, I'm just saying. That was when I knew. I was like, yo, all these black girls ain't bad. Y'all just got to know how to talk to them, right? Because when I told them the story, they was appalled. They were like, but they did give it to me. See, you told you could fuck with a white girl. I said, y'all won't fuck with me. Y'all don't fuck with me. Let me get some interaction. Come give me a hug, goddammit, something. And we laughed, and that's when I started making more friends with black women at the time, because they saw at some time, even though they couldn't defend me, they beat the stew out of that white girl like I beat the stew out of that white boy. And I could have ended up in jail twice because of that. And even at a young age, like, think about that, the power that someone at that age has, and then think about the shit that goes on now. Think about all the times that you've heard of a woman lying, from you are not the father to he raped me and it didn't happen. And then I'm so sorry. And nothing happens to her. To this day, I still don't think anything happened to the other two girls. But my life literally was hanging in the balance, and no one thinks about that situation. It still haunts me today. So this is why I tell young black men all the time. I tell my cousins, I tell all of y'all. I hear it. I get it. I'm in an interracial relationship too. My wife is Puerto Rican Dominican. Our girlfriend at the time, back in the day, was black. I had to get some chocolate, you know. Yeah. But that, the reasoning, I understand. Excuse me, I had allergies. The reasoning behind why black boys, young men, are getting attracted to white women are two things. One is easily acceptance. It is easy to feel like getting an easy yes. Hey, do you mind fixing me a sandwich? Or can I get a sip of your drink? An easy yes without all that and all that attitude is the best feeling in the world. The second thing is sexual dominance. Sexual dominance. Let me tell you, if it wasn't for me having a father and a mother in my house where they treated me as if I was Michael Jackson walking on the concrete, the sidewalk, and every time I took a step, it lit up. That's why I'm so egotistical to this day. My parents treated me like I didn't need the confirmation from someone after having sex with them to tell me that the sex was so good for me to have my first awakening to appreciate myself and love myself. Whereas a lot of black boys who are men now, my age, their first time hearing something positive about themselves was when they first had sex for the first time. And it was good. The girl said it was good. That's addicting to hear nice, sweet things about you. You know, that's a rarity at that time. Now, some women are, they're realizing that wall isn't so far away, and they're like, oh shit, fuck this. I'm going to be sweet. I got about 10 years till I hit the wall. So at 24, 25, I saw some girls that I grew up with, some sisters, they just were sweet out of fucking nowhere and been sweet ever since. Just stop messing with everybody, work on themselves, very sweet. And they are married. They are married and happy, and that man is happy. And I see these relationships, and I'm like, what was this when I was trying to holler at you? They realize that the sweetest thing from a woman can change your life. And so even positive vibes from sex can empower a young man to want to keep doing the same thing that he was doing. So that's why you get sexual addiction from young black men very easy, because it's the first feeling good about yourself. If you don't have parents to make you feel like you were the shit to begin with, and you only felt good when you beating the brakes off somebody's the JJ, then you're going to keep trying to do that every time to make yourself feel good. And that's the only time you feel positive. And I tell people about this all the time, and people think I'm crazy, but then that's where it ties into fucking with white girls. It was easy. Y'all can get mad at me if you want to. I'm not trying to be facetious, but it was easy. I literally just flipped my dick out in front of a room full of white girls. And even though, look, we had dazzlers at our school, and I was the teacher's assistant for the dazzlers because I was in her husband's class, who he was like 30 years older. Nice couple. They're like some of the best couple ever. That's why I say age don't mean nothing once they get older. But I was in chorus in the top choir, and I was his wife's assistant in the Dazzler and dance class. And so I would spend all day making these little hand things for football season, and she would leave me in the closet away from the girls. But man, them days when she wasn't there, them girls come all up in the closet with me, and it feels good to be appreciated by all them freaking white girls. And just all you pull your meat out one time, and it's something they ain't never seen before. You know, like I told you with the girl, Stacy, Veronica, Rachel, that's what I call her name. Yeah. It feels good to be appreciated. You know what I'm saying? It's addicting. And so when you know you can get sex easier and thus make yourself feel good, you're going to go to the route of least resistance. Only flow like water. And so that's why you see to this day where you see a lot of brothers will fuck with white girls or Asian girls. And you can see now, like with the passport bros, women are mad at them because they are leaving the country and going to where women are sweeter, nicer, kinder, in better shape. Like, why I gotta fight you to get some pussy? Why I gotta fight you to have something nice, to get something nice, to be appreciated? Now, again, I'm not gonna get caught up into this shit. I'm gonna attack they punk asses too, because I'm not men going our own way crap. I'm not that shit. I'm just gonna be honest with you. What I see on both sides of the field, I see 80% of black men are married to black women. I'll come up with the numbers and statistics to tell you exactly what that number is later on. But it's hella higher than the amount of black women and black men that are online talking shit about each other, can't find nobody. It just means they have a bigger echo chamber, and social media, which probably, I don't know if YouTube will flag this video or not, won't show me talking positive all the time, but will show you talking shit all the time about each other. Black man versus white woman, or black man versus black woman. You guys are dramatically smaller. And how you can tell is because it's the same conversations over and over and over. Same think pieces over and over and over with the same people over and over and over again. If I saw 100 men and 100 women talking about this in different points of views, then I would say, man, maybe this is a lot bigger. But I've seen maybe 20, 30 tops. Same black men, same black women talking bad about each other. Talking about dusty men going off to go get sex from underprivileged country. You don't know shit about the country. You ain't even leave your city yet. What you know about the other country? I'm telling them, I'm gonna light all of y'all average ass people up. Everybody average and fine finna catch it. I'm telling you, the Panther Spy podcast is y'all gonna hate me, and I'm okay with that because I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not gonna suck up the dudes or girls on this shit. I can't wait for this show. You guys are going to fucking love it. We have a beautiful panel of people on this shit, and we're going to talk about every fucking thing. And that's it. Look, I done told you a great story. You let me know how you feel about the story. Like, share, subscribe. If you feel like, doing business with me, all my information is below. Share this stuff and send me some questions you want me to talk about, because I'm going to light this stuff up on the pod. I already got about 24 people have already sent in questions. So you can find me at philosophy_Panther on pretty much anything. Philosophy Panther anything on Twitter, Philo_Panther. Send me your questions. I'll answer your questions, and I'll bring some clarity to you, because there ain't gonna be none of that rah men going their own way. Shut up. That's so stupid. I fucking love women. We'll talk to y'all later. You guys are awesome.